You want to go ahead and move into your main topic?
Yeah. So my main topic today is all about dynamics. So I think there was
Are we going to talk real quiet on this section? Because we're talking about dynamics, and we're going to just speak
no,
really.
we're not.
Oh, okay.
Dynamics as far as playing the guitar, not just acoustically, but electrically. Electrically?
Electronically?
Yeah, sure. But like, everybody talks about phrasing, and phrasing is like everything that you need for guitar soloing. But I'm talking about dynamics making or breaking you as a band. Why do you think dynamics is truly what makes me? I mean, I can speak for myself. Me, dynamics, if I see a band on stage that can play quiet and loud and they're all on the same page, I'm interested like 100-fold. But if I see a band that's not really playing with a whole lot of dynamics, I kind of lose interest. It's like just another band. So why do you think dynamics make or break a band or even just a player?
Well, asking why, the quick answer is I have no idea why. But I can tell you when somebody's talking to you and they're just screaming at you the whole time, and you hear somebody talking in a crowd just screaming the whole time or whatever, you kind of like lose your ear for it. But if you've got somebody that can like come up and down with it talking, it's more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You can grab someone's attention by being super loud, sure. But you can also grab someone's attention by getting super quiet.
Right.
And being able to modulate that is everything. I think if you don't have dynamics, it becomes kind of like monotoned almost. Like it doesn't matter how good you're playing if everything's on 10 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a problem.
It's kind of how I think of like the super shredders. Like they're playing 50,000 notes a minute, but it all sounds the same and it's really fast.
Yeah.
I'm not inspired by that.
I think that is some of the reason why Steve Vai sticks out in that world. Steve Vai is an incredible player, but he knows when to like bring everything back, clean it up, get real nice and quiet, and he can bring it up.
Right.
I do think that he does a very good job of that.
He does.
And I think it does bring out the best in people and people that just run on 10 all the time. It brings out the worst in people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
To me, if you're running on 10 all the time, it's kind of like, remember when Bukovac talks about sports bar blues?
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think of. Like, if you're on 10 all the time, you're a Stevie Ray Vaughan copy. Usually, that's kind of what you're doing, and you're just going to 10 all the time, and it's just the run-of-the-mill licks. Like, you're not really caring what's going into it. It's like going through the motions. Dynamics, for me, as a guitar player, makes me think about each individual note I'm playing. Also, it helps me, like, not play notes. B.B. King always said it's really the notes that, I think it was B.B. King. It was one of the Kings. Said it's also like all the notes you don't play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think dynamics it's even not playing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Having a lull in the note or something.
Yeah, and I really got into that at one point and realizing how important. I mean, I've always known dynamics are important, right? You listen to music and you know that they're important.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see some live bands play and you see how drastic of a change a live band can make with dynamics, it's huge. We got into playing with our tones and volumes more a long while back at this point, and that's when I realized maybe my volume, my standard guitar sound, shouldn't be set with all my knobs on 10.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should back that to like 7 or 8. And then I can work up, and then I can still work down even lower than
Right.
that. Like it's kind of a middle ground for me.
Yeah.
It might not work for everybody, but that's the point where I realized, like, oh, I probably should work on some dynamics a little bit.
I went to a ZZ Top show, 2 or 3 months ago. They had an opening band, and I can't remember who the opening band was, but there was just a guitar player on stage, and it was just this really quiet, like intro acoustic with the vocals. And to me, your dynamic playing, being quiet on stage and everything, it also shows you're okay with being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like, it shows you, like, I can sit, and it's almost uncomfortability because you're so exposed and quiet. You know what I mean? There's something to be said for that too.
Yeah,
Like
so,
it's almost delicate.
yeah. We went to a show one time together, down at the Underdog, and
Hmm.
we saw Mike Landau
Yeah.
and Kirk Fletcher play.
Oh yeah, perfect example.
Incredible. And Kirk Fletcher got up there and was playing some, and he would get so quiet. Yes, I mean the whole band got so incredibly quiet. And what's amazing there is like the whole crowd, a lot of them are guitar players,
Oh
right?
yeah, almost the whole crowd.
Definitely musicians. They were just dead quiet also because they were listening for every little attack of the note, everything. And you could hear a pin drop, and they got so quiet it was basically silent in there.
Uh-huh.
It's sometimes. And it is uncomfortable because then you want to play less notes sometimes and you're playing very quiet. And then whenever they went full force, it wasn't like blow your head off loud.
Mm-mm.
It was a solid, sound on the stage. But it was so dynamic and so interesting the entire night because they knew how to work dynamics. The bass player knew it, the drummer knew it, the guitar player knew it. Mike Landau, come on, he done the same type of thing too.
Yep.
And it was just a mind-blowing experience. It was just further affirmed dynamics and phrasing, of course, but dynamics is one of the most, if not the most, part of a band.
I think, yeah, for the band, like I said, it kind of makes or breaks you. Because if you want someone interested, going 10 full sledgehammer the whole time is not the way to do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, something to talk about. Like, it's something also that I have to tell myself over and over. Like, don't forget dynamics. Don't forget dynamics.
It is interesting because, like, you start playing a gig, and we know that we need to play with dynamics, right? But you get in, like, the heat of the moment. And, like, I find myself, my volume on 10, and I'm, like, halfway through a song, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
calm down. Let's back that gain and that volume down a little bit.
Also, when you have bandmates that are kind of rising up that volume through the night, it's a little harder to do that.
It is harder, but it's kind of like phrasing, like you said. It takes the vulnerability is a good word for it. It takes, what's the word I'm looking for? It takes like,
Think. I'm not thinking, you think. You have to think, it's your job.
it takes a lot of gumption to be able to
Yeah.
like keep your dynamics like active all night long.
Right.
Yeah, I think if more bands played with more dynamics, I think this whole sound issue we have with stage volume might not be a thing.
I agree.
We got to have stage volume for drums to play. We got to have stage volume if you're going to have an amp on stage. But I think if people use dynamics the right way, I think it would probably help.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what a great topic, though.
Yeah. I think it's super important. And you guys might have some other things that you feel like is a make or break for a band too. So,
Or maybe some ways to kind of help, like, make your dynamics more, like better. Show your dynamics better.
yeah, and to me, like you said, the volume knob's a big one on guitar. Your pick attack. If you're using a pick, your fingers, like all those things make a big difference. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.